Up the middle. He'll pick up about 5 yards here on first down. Sean Giddings, the top receiver for Armstrong. Michael Lodi, the quarterback. And for Armstrong, they ride on Zane Dudek, obviously, coming into this game. He had 4,570 career rushing yards, 26th on the all-time WPIAL list. And I think he's moved up in this game. He was only 33 yards shy at 25. I think you said he had 45.
He now has 53.
Yeah, so he's already number 25 on the list. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout as that is the end of the quarter. It is 7-7 at the end of one. Back with the second quarter in a moment. You are listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, First in Turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, First in Turf.
Back here at McKeesport, and Zane Dudek takes the second down carry to the house. Ball was on the 19-yard line. He is going to go 81 yards for the touchdown. Wide open lane that time.
Yeah, still filling out my stats from the first quarter. Dudek just takes it inside the tackles, wide open lane, and from there it was a foot race. Once he got to the second level, almost made it look too easy.
So just like that, it is 13-7. Armstrong is out in front with the extra point coming. Dudek has been dominant so far, just as you kind of would expect. Coming into this game, Zane Dudek, 548 yards and 9 touchdowns in just 2 games. Last year, he was the number 1 rusher in the WPIAL in the regular season with 2,019 yards and 23 touchdowns. The extra point is up, and it is good from Tyler Fries. 14-7, Armstrong out in front, and we'll keep it here till the kickoff. Jake, coming into this one, McKeesport, ranked number 4 in the MSA Sports Top 10. They run that flex bone offense. Struggled a little bit last week against Franklin Regional. Scored on their first 2 possessions, but then after that, just could not get anything going on the offensive end. They did force 3 turnovers in the red zone, including an interception with 1:33 to play, but they struggled a little bit on the offense after those first 2 possessions.
Yeah, McKeesport over 300 yards rushing last week. And that started out with their quarterback Shears with 12 rushes, 116 yards. Only threw it 7 times, went 2 for 7 with 36 yards. And Davon Green was the second leading rusher on that team last week, going 19 carries for 96 yards.
And they gave up 238 yards rushing as a team to Franklin Regional. And they've given up over 100 already to Dudek here tonight. Franklin Regional, a very good team, but they don't have the star power like Zane Dudek on their squad. Kickoff coming. It's going to be a short one. Landed about the 20. Take a bounce to about the 15, up to the 20. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, McKeesport. That is Carlino Sacy, and he takes it 85 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, a little shake and bake move. Thought he was going to get stopped at around the 45 of Armstrong. Really threaded the needle, avoided 2 tackles, From there, another foot race, and already 14 on the board, with the extra point pending, of course, for McKeesport, matching their total from last week. Definitely an improvement thus far.
These two offenses, you would imagine there could be some points on the board, and so far it has shown very early into the second quarter. Extra point is up, and it is good. So just like that, we are tied at 14. Caleb Shork with that extra point for McKeesport. The Tigers with a new head coach in Matt Miller. Armstrong, a new division, I guess you could say, 3 years in a row, going from Frank Fabian's time with Katanning, now going up to AAA last year, now to 5A. You mentioned McKeesport. It's a whole different animal than what he's seen in Week 1 and Week 2 against Karn City and Moon. But they looked impressive in those two games, 35-22 over Karn City and 35-0 over Moon last week. Zane Dudek, we've talked about him and his impressive numbers, but really it comes down to the quarterback play. Michael Lodi and in addition to that, Dawson Porter kind of split time a little bit last year. Porter's out for the year with a hip injury from baseball, so it's Lodi's time to shine. And so far, no touchdowns, 2 picks. He's struggled a little bit, but he's been able to get it done enough to get the team the win.
Well, it's going to be, there's going to become, some growing pains. He is a senior, stands at 6 foot 170. But when you split that time, it's tough, to get into a full groove of playing, a whole 48 minutes.
Another short kick here to Armstrong, fielded about the 25-yard line, down at about the 30. Jalen Price there on the return.
Evan Goodcastle on the return for the Tigers, hit hard by 31, Marquise Butler.
So Armstrong will take over, first down and 10 from the 30-yard line with 11:36 to play here in the opening half. Today's game is brought to you by Progress, First and Turf. And again, we apologize. We got to start about a quarter too late due to some technical difficulties, and we apologize for that mix-up. But we are on now, and this is 14-14. Plenty of excitement still to come in this one. Armstrong in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff, fake the handoff to Dudek. Up the middle goes Lodi, and he's going to get no gain on the play. Brought down right at the 30-yard line. In on the stop for McKeesport, Gerard Gregory.
Right at the line of scrimmage and dropped by 50, Gerard Gregory.
So that'll bring up second down and 10. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Looks like they're going to change the play here. Talking to Matt Miller before the game, asked him, as it looks like we're going to get a timeout, asked him if they're going to drop an extra man in the box for Dudek, how they were going to approach the situation. They said that they're going to keep the defense exactly the way it is. We just got to contain him better. We got to tackle better. They worked on tackling a lot this week in practice because he said they struggled a lot with tackling against Franklin Regional. And so far, Dudek's been able to break some here so far in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you talk about the interior line of the McKeesport defense. And, you have Curtis Harper and Antoine Cook, both D1 recruits, one Cook of Youngstown State and Harper of Syracuse. They haven't really, haven't really had much of a chance. I mean, a lot of the runs have been off tackle, but that 81-yard touchdown run was, right between the tackles. And of course, there's 11 guys on the field for a reason. So, but yeah, I don't necessarily, obviously 134 yards already for Dudek, but at the same time, you have the star power in your interior line. See what they can do, and then make the adjustments from there.
So they break the timeout. Second down and 10, 10:53 to go here in the opening half, tied at 14. Going to break it out, and it's going to be a direct snap to Zane Dudek, and he's going to get about 3 yards on the play before being brought down. Tackle made for McKeesport by Davey Green.
Yeah, that's twice on that touchdown run of Zane Dudek. They ran up they ran in that wildcat-like offense. Right there, that one goes for 3.
Looks like Sean Giddings back there now in the backfield with Zane Dudek. Dudek's going to take the direct snap, tries to make a man miss, but he's going to get brought down short of the sticks. McKeesport, John Grayson in there among others on the stop for the Tigers, so it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 2 yards. So Armstrong has a man down. I want to mention Progress is back this year sponsoring the 2016 fall edition of the Progress Athletes of the Month in football, as well as boys and girls soccer. September's ballots will be available on the MSA Sports site on Monday, September 26th. Also want to remind you, for updated football scores on Friday night, check out MSA Sports on your mobile device at m.scores.msasports.net.
Some of the top athletes in the WPIAL are featured every week on the MSA Sports Center stage, which you can view on our YouTube page. Log on to our website this fall at www.msasports.net and check out which athletes we are talking to, plus our weekly game highlights are also now featured here on the MSA Sports Network.
So it looks like Armstrong player, that is Jacob Eritz, able to get up and walk off on his under zone power. Good to see. It's going to set up a 4th down coming up here for Armstrong. 2 guys back deep for McKeesport's John Harper. Also back deep is Leighton Jordan. Dudek is the guy who punts the football as well, so you got to watch out for any trick plays here from Armstrong. It's back at about the 25. And Dudek will kick the ball, and it's going to go high in the air and take a bounce, and a good bounce for McKeesport. Armstrong's going to be able to down it at about the 39-yard line. So with 9:50 to go here in the opening half, game tied at 14. McKeesport will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 39.
Yeah, good field position here for McKeesport. They've really, shown, some great offensive possessions too so far, and of course the kick return to begin this quarter. But the option offense is really working for them. It's it's tough to defend 4 guys that get the equal amount of touches.
They got them all back there in the backfield, and it's going to be a handoff and hit into the backfield. It was AC, and a nice job going through the line was Mike Sloan on that play to bring him back. Looks like for about a 5-yard loss on the play. Read well by the Armstrong Riverhawks.
Yeah, absolutely, and that all starts out with those ends. Know whether to stay at home or to go.
They mentioned in talking to Frank Fabian before the game that they're most worried about Javon Shears. They're going to have someone spying on him from time to time throughout this game. Make sure he does not break out. And this time it's going to be a swing pass out to the outside, but nowhere to go. Flag comes flying in. It was John Harper on the run. Tackle made by Ryan Pierce. See what the flag is. We were dealing with technical difficulties in the first quarter, but I don't think they had yellow flags out in that first quarter. So
yeah, this is the first laundry we've seen.
It's going to be a holding call on McKeesport. It will be declined. So it's going to be a 3rd down coming up, a loss of 1 on the play. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 15 from the 33-yard line for McKeesport. Vaughn Shears under center. He's going to bring AC in motion. He's going to fake. He's going to look to throw the football. Goes downfield, has a man, and it's incomplete. He was looking downfield for Leighton Jordan.
Ball batted away by 7. Michael Lowe for the Riverhawks.
Michael Lowe in on the stop for Armstrong.
Yeah, the crossing pattern deep was really not beneficial because the toss was right as they were crossing. Didn't wait or hold up, and unfortunately for McKeesport, threw it right into double coverage over the top. Lote with a nice breakup.
So a high punt here from McKeesport. Sean Giddings will let it just bounce right in front of him, and it's just going to die there before taking about a 5-yard bounce down to the 25 for McKeesport. Downs it there. So first down and 10 coming up. After all that offense in the first 4 possessions, we've seen the defenses come alive here in the second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a good job reading the option by Armstrong, and of course, naturally with McKeesport, number one on their priorities is to contain Dudek. They did just that on that last drive. Only 6 yards gained for him, and quick 3 and out there. Let's see if they can do the same.
8:25 to go in the opening half. Lote will come in the shotgun. He'll back at quarterback. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Dudek beside him there in the backfield. And Dudek will get the call. He bounces off a tackle, and then he ends up having to slide. He was able to bounce away from Brandon Reed, but it still ends up being about a 2-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, it almost looked like a dive play out of the gun. Just ran in right into that interior line. Nowhere to go.
So they actually give him a 3-yard loss on the play, so it'll be second down and 13. And they're going to fake the run. Toss outside. Catch is made. Flag comes flying in. Sean Giddings on the catch. He'll get about 5 yards on the play. We'll see what the flag is, though.
Yeah, it looks to be in the area of holding.
Referee still chatting about it. They end up pick up the flag?
There's no flag.
No flag on the play. So they thought the toss might have been head of the line of scrimmage. It was not, so they pick up the flag, and that's going to bring up a third down, and it looks like about 7.
Result of the play is good for a gain on the 28-yard line.
Ball on the 28-yard line.
And 7.
Two receivers out to the left, 3 out to the right. Now they'll bring Dudek back into motion and fake it to him. Lote looking deep downfield, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off at about the 30-yard line. Up to the 35, the 40, up to the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. Flag comes flying in down at about the 10-yard line. That's Jahid Abdul-Raib. I'm sorry, Brendan Everett. Looked like it was number 7. Number 2, Brandon Everett on the interception.
12-yard line of the Riverhawks. There is a flag on the play.
Would be from the spot of the foul if it is a holding call. Block in the back. So the block in the back will end up costing them about 25 yards.
Yes.
They were down about the 15, I would say.
Yeah, spot foul. Actually, Lote, he saw exactly what I saw, which doesn't say too much for me right now. But the single coverage on the outside, no safety help. Just threw it up there in single coverage. Beautiful job by Everett to go up and grab the pick.
So it'll be first down and 10 from the 41. Shears is going to keep it himself. Gets up to the 35. brought down at about the 34. Give him 7 on the run.
Wrapped up by 6, Sean Giddings. 6-7, Zach Crispin.
Make it 8, depending on the spot. Looks like it's going to give him to the 33. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 2 for McKeesport.
2-2. Gain of 8 down to the 33-yard line. 2nd down, 2.
Shears under center. He'll get the dive play going, and it's going to be a 1st down. I believe that might have been Green on the run. It was Breon Green. That was a play that Frank Fabian, head coach of Armstrong, was worried about because of the fact they keep pounding inside, getting those 3-4 yards. Before long, the DNs start to pinch in a little bit, and McKeesport bounces it outside. So they have to be able to stay in their spots.
Yeah, contain the outside. It's been an issue so far.
Shears looking down to the left side of the end zone, fires it deep, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of his intended target. That was Leighton Jordan, and it was in and out of his hands.
Yeah, but you know what? That sometimes happens when you only pass the ball 7 times, but it was a really good play call by Coach Miller to go deep. Certainly not expecting it. You saw the single coverage on the outside, and as a matter of fact, Lote was completely burnt on the play. Got him by a couple steps, just to drop in the corner of the end zone.
That's going to set up a 2nd down and 10. And a handoff inside on the dive play to Green. And he'll get about a yard on the play.
Breon Green backed up the line of scrimmage.
So that's going to set up a 3rd down and 9. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the opening half, tied at 14.
8-1. Tigers face 3rd down and 9 from the 27.
Back into the flexbone offense here on 3rd and 9. Shears looking to throw the football. Goes over the middle, has his intended target, and breaking it off for a touchdown. I believe that was number 18 on the catch. Islam Abdul Rab on the catch. Good pass to his tight end for 6.
Yeah, and beautiful pass. Fooled him on the seam route. No help down the middle for the Armstrong defense. Too easy. Broke the tackle. Was Abdul Rab, and an easy score for McKeesport.
And the extra point is up, and it is good for short. 21-14, McKeesport out in front of Armstrong. We'll be back with more in a moment. You're listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
21-14, McKeesport out in front of Armstrong, and Armstrong set to receive the football. .5:27 to go, a short kick, and it'll be fielded and dropped right away to his knees. Devin Goodgassel So good field position as they don't want to kick it deep to Zane Dudek.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him, even though, as of late, since that 81-yard touchdown run, he hasn't gotten anything going. Would it be, let me see my numbers here. It would actually be only 3 yards since that play. So good job so far for, as of late for McKeesport, containing both in the interior line and on the outside.
As a reminder, today's game brought to you by Progress First and Turf. Armstrong, first down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Handoff to Dudek. Breaks right side. Spins past a tackle. Gets the first down to the 50, 45, 40. He's able to wrestle by a guy to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5, and touchdown. Breaking all kind of tackles. He's in for the 64-yard touchdown.
Well, as soon as I say McKeesport's contained him, he took the sweep. The outside handoff off tackle. Had a stiff-armed, almost got dragged down by the arm, broke probably 3 or 4 tackles, well down the field, and a score for Zane Dudek. What a run.
21-20 with the extra point pending. How many tackles do you think he broke on that play?
At least 3 or 4. Oh, man.
So he's got an 81-yard touchdown as well as a 64-yard touchdown. 2 plays for him for 145 yards. And now we're going to get a timeout here from Armstrong before the extra point. That's because they were running out of time. Their second. Coming up at the half, it's the MSA Sports Halftime Show. This week, Dawn Rebel and Mike White of the Post-Gazette look at the players to watch up and down the WPIAL in the 2016 season. Also want to remind you, don't forget to tune in to This Week in the WPIAL Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Join us as we visit with some of the top WPIAL coaches. Plus, we preview Week 3 of the 2016 WPIAL football season.
Updating a conference score in the second quarter. Kiski area 17, Franklin Regional 7.
It's the first game for Armstrong out of the 5A Big East Conference. For McKeesport, 1-0 with their win over Franklin Regional last week. Armstrong number 6 in the MSA top 10. And 5A, McKeesport number 4. 2 of the top teams out of the conference.
Yeah, absolutely, and I was just getting clarification from my notes here. That's Zane Dudek's 12th touchdown in 2.5 games.
Amazing.
All on the ground.
Tyler Fry's extra point is good, and with 5:13 to go in the half, it's 21-21. Back with more to come. You're listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
Monticello's Italian Restaurant has been serving the Pittsburgh community for over 34 years. With over 5 northern locations, there is one near you. Monticello's has been named the best pizza, best hoagies, and best Italian restaurant by the Tribune Review for 3 years in a row. Stop in at Monticello's restaurant before or after your high school football game and mention that you heard us on the MSA Sports Network and receive a large traditional cheese pizza and 4 soft drinks for $12.99. For the complete menu and additional information, go to Monticello's.com. Monticello's, a Pittsburgh favorite.
21-21. McKeesport set to receive the football. Tyler Fries. Carlino Zacey as well as Harper back deep, but it's going to be fielded about the 30-yard line. And up to about the 32-33, and that's where Islam Abdul-Rab will be brought down. So pending the spot here. One's at the 32, one's at the 33. We'll get it at the 33-yard line, so that's where McKeesport will start first down and 10.
That's where McKeesport will get first down and 10.
21-21. We've seen a couple very nice passes in that last drive from Javon Shears. Found his tight end, Abdul Rob, as well as going deep downfield to Leighton Jordan. See if we see some of that here. Instead, it's the fullback dive right up the middle, and it's going to be a first down. Gain of 11 for Breon Green. Good start for the Tigers.
Good for 11 out to the 44-yard line.
The dive plays is an area of concern, as we've indicated. Definitely shown itself so far. They're utilizing the fullback dive and even the QB dive. Some of these drives are just looking really easy from McKeesport.
First down and 10 from the 44. And looks like a fumble on the play on a miscommunication between Green and Shears. But McKeesport able to maintain possession. A loss of 2. Looks like in there forcing things, Nate Bolly for Armstrong.
Yeah, and that's twice in that same situation on the exchange that McKeesport's almost lost a fumble. They've recovered 2 of their own fumbles so far in this contest.
Back into that flex bone offense. Shears under center. And he's going to keep it himself after the fake handoff. A nice cut, but he's going to get brought down right away. Looks like he was trying to cut away from the referee. Sean Giddings and Isaiah Price in there on the stop for Armstrong.
To Riverhawk territory, 49-yard line.
But that with the about a 7-yard gain. It's going to be a third down and 3 coming up. Shears looking to throw. He's got pressure coming on his backside. He's going to fumble the football, and it's going to be recovered by Armstrong. Giddings on the hit, and it was Zach Ertz on the recover. And it is now a first down and 10 for Armstrong inside McKeesport territory at about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, it came right off the blind side there. Forced the fumble, James Harrison style. Little Lawrence Taylor against Joe Theismann. Taking out the throwing arm, making it look easy. It's too easy of a fumble recovery without anyone in the area.
So first down and 10 from the 41. Dudek in the shotgun formation in the Wildcat. Keeps it himself. And he's going to go to about the 40 for a gain of 1.
Takes the direct snap. Wrapped up after a 1-yard gain by handful of Tigers. 59 deep goal.
Looks like Curtis Harper was in on the stop for McKeesport.
1-yard gain down to the 40.
Now Lope back in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Dudek beside him. Interesting they split it out with 3 wides when they were on the ball so much in this offense. Hand off to Dudek, and he lost the football. Who is going to come up with it on the bottom of that pile? And it looks like it will be McKeesport, and it is. So they trade fumbles here late in this second quarter.
Yeah, that was just poor ball handling there from Zane Dudek. Almost looked like he kept it out past his arm. Left it out in no man's land.
So it'll be first down and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. So essentially where I think they started their last drive was right around that 39-yard line. We're going to split 2 receivers out to the right. Still in that flex bone. Play clock under 10. Shears looking to throw the ball deep. Going downfield, and no, flag comes in late. He was looking for Everett downfield, contact with Lote. Was it catchable though?
I thought. It sailed. It sailed pretty well over his head, and that might be an area of discussion right now. No, it's not. Pass interference.
We have pass interference against the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. It results in a first down.
They do call the pass interference. That's one of those could go either way, I think. The contact was there, so I understand the call, but it was over his head.
Yeah, it was well over his head, but yeah, the contact was way early.
It was.
Yeah, Lote knew that he got beat. He was playing well off. Didn't play the press coverage, and he got beat underneath. Almost had to.
First down and 10 here for McKeesport, and once again the dive right up the middle. That's for Breon Green. He's going to pick up about 8 yards on that play.
And 7 to the Armstrong 39-yard line. Second down and 3.
7 is the call. Second down and 3 coming up for McKeesport. Shears under center. Faked the handoff this time. Shears wants to keep it himself. Tried to keep balance, but he ended up being brought down. Zach Eretz on the stop. He's been all over the place on the defense here as Eretz.
Yeah, I'm not keeping track of tackles, but that's at least 3 or 4 for Eretz.
I think in this quarter, really,
yeah,
for
in this
him.
quarter.
He's been stellar so far on the defensive side. Sophomore. Takes the run, now going downfield is Shears. Pass complete over across the 30, down to about the 29-yard line. Carlino's AC on the catch. 13-yard gain.
That's good for Tigers. First down.
1 minute to go here in the half. 21-21. McKeesport driving here, trying to put points on the board before time expires. 2 receivers out to the right in the flex bone. Shears keeps it himself, tries to run, makes a cut, tries to make a man miss, and he's going to get down inside the 10 before being brought down by Ryan Pierce. Pick up about 20 yards on the play. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here from McKeesport with 45 seconds to go. Don't forget, coming up at the half, it's the MSA Sports Halftime Show. This week, Dawn Rebel and Mike White of the Post-Gazette look at the players to watch up and down the WPIAL in the 2016 season. You have more time. You got 2 timeouts, so you have, they have 1 timeout remaining.
Yep.
Plenty of time to get another run play in.
Yeah, absolutely. Might as well. Got one more. If I'm Coach Miller right now, I would be throwing 2 plays at Shears, 1 pass, 1 run. First option, honestly, I would go with a pass. It's been working well. Curl route maybe to a slot or maybe a tight end inside, or split end in this offense. So,
right.
So yeah, that's what the color guy says. But there's a reason I'm in here instead of down there.
Rain's starting to come down here as well with just 45 seconds to go. Not hard, just a light rain.
Yeah, and I know I was looking at the radar a little bit earlier, supposed to go south of here, so we should be.
Looks like they tried to fake the handoff to Green. Shears kept it himself, and he's going to scamper in for the 9-yard score. I think the defense was totally faked on it because there are 3 or 4 guys surrounding Green, and Shears ends up coming through, and he gets the 9-yard score.
Yeah, beautiful fake there from Shears. 11-yard touchdown run there. Fake the dive play, and why wouldn't you bite on the dive play? It's been working so well all game for McKeesport. Slipped it outside and broke a few tackles from Shears, and touchdown up by a score here.
Extra point coming for McKeesport, and that kick is up, and that kick is good for Caleb Shore. 28-21 with 39 seconds to go. Still some time. When you have Zane Dudek, you can break one play for a score. We'll see if Armstrong can do it coming up next. You are listening to 2016 WPIAL football here on the MSA Sports Network.
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 for the latest high school football news during this week in the WPIAL here on the MSA Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the MSA Sports team as they visit with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's this week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the MSA Sports Network.
28-21, McKeesport out in front of Armstrong. Just 39 seconds to go here in the opening half. And a short kick and almost an onside kick. Ended up touching one of the Armstrong guys up front, but they were able to recover. Good field position coming here for Armstrong, right around the 44-yard line. That's where we'll start things off.
Yeah, that kick only traveled about 17 yards with high school kicking from the 40. So yeah, wasn't too much more than an onside kick, trying to keep it out of the hands of Zane Dudek.
So it'll be first down and 10 at the 44, 36 seconds to go. Lote is going to hand it off to Zane Dudek. Dudek trying to make a man miss and then tries to cut back. He's able to kind of skip and jump and get through a couple of tackles and gets a yard out of it, but at least he didn't lose any yards. See if they get another play here. They have one timeout to go. I would think with a game changer like Dudek, you'd want to get one, maybe 2 more plays off here. They do get the snap. Looking downfield, fires, and it is almost intercepted. And that'll be it for the first half, 28-21. McKeesport leads at the end of the first half. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about the first half and the points and how they came about before sending it off to Don Rebel and Mike White back at the headquarters. That's all coming up here on the MSA Sports Network. You are listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on MSA.
Officially Sports is your one-stop shop for all your officiating needs. If you need a shirt, jacket, pants, shoes, whistles, etc., Officially Sports has it all, and they are the sole licensed supplier for the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. Officially Sports also provides custom bags and apparel to help promote your officials association. Mention this ad and receive free shipping until November 1st. Order online at www.officiallysports.com or call 1-800-934-4555. That's 1-800-934-4555. Call today.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
Make sure to follow the MSA Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, links to our articles, and much more. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/MSA Sports and get in on the conversation with thousands of local sports fans. Follow us on Twitter at MSA Sports, and check out our YouTube channel, MSA Sports WPIAL, for hundreds of video interviews with local student athletes, game highlights, and more. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or our websites, MSA Sports is the place to go for high school sports in Western Pennsylvania.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, First in Turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, First in Turf.
Halftime here at McKeesport of the 5A Big East Conference matchup. The number 4 McKeesport Tigers lead the number 6 Armstrong Riverhawks 28-21. We talked about the rain starting to come down just under a minute to go in the first half. It's coming down a little bit harder. So I guess for this part of the game, great timing.
Yeah, right.
For the band, not so much. The band's taking a little bit of a beating here with the rain coming down a little bit harder. We'll see how long it sticks around. 28-21, we had a little technical difficulty starting the game out again. We apologize. Can't say it enough for you folks who were listening as well as trying to watch from home. It was a quick start to the game, but after that it kind of settled down a little bit in the second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all started out 2 minutes and 3 seconds into this game. It was John Harper, running back for McKeesport, went 40 yards to make it 7-0. After that, Zane Dudek took the field, and he didn't really look back at all towards the sideline. He lined up with in the Wildcat, converted a 1-yard touchdown run on that drive. He had 48 yards rushing, 13 yards receiving, and also Armstrong converted on 4th down, which was a big deal in that ball game. That was it for the first quarter, and then first play, I believe, of the second, Zane Dudek went 81 yards for the score as Armstrong went up 14-7. After that, exactly the next play, Carlinos Acey, 85-yard kick return for the touchdown, tied it up at 14. And then McKeesport retook the lead as Shears threw to Abdul Rob for a 27-yard strike, making it 21-14 McKeesport. Then a 64-yard circus run of a touchdown. I mean, it was an unbelievable play. Zane Dudek broke 5 tackles on his way to the house, tied it at 21, and then Shears finished out in the final minute of the quarter, or of the half, with a 9-yard touchdown run as it stands 28-21 McKeesport. So far, Lote 1 for 3, 6 yards, an interception. On the other side, Shears 2 for 3 for 40 yards and 1 touchdown. Also has a rushing touchdown and 70 yards on his resume. John Harper, 47 yards and a rushing touchdown. Carlinos Acey, 85 yards kick return, as I just said, and 200 yards exactly rushing and 3 touchdowns for Zane Dudek of Armstrong.
Pretty good game for Mr. Dudek so far.
Not bad, I'd say.
But overall, still in the grand scheme of things, his team's still down by 7. Pretty much a back-and-forth game, pretty even, I think, for the most part. And, when you look at the rankings, you see 4 and 6. Okay, you could see this type of game. You talked to Frank Fabian before this game, and he thought he was going to have his work cut out for him. Obviously, Armstrong not playing the type of caliber McKeesport is, and how their McKeesport's played upper caliber so far to this point. But they've really held their own, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And, in this coming into this game, you looked at the big matchup was the interior line of McKeesport versus Zane Dudek. In that matchup, you have 3 of the top players in the WPIAL with Cook, Harper, and, of course, with Dudek. So you have a bunch of guys there that, are D1 recruits, and it's proven to be interesting, and it's gone in favor of Dudek statistically, but not on the scoreboard, so it's going to be a fun second half.
Yeah, it certainly will be. Now, in the meantime, let's get it out to our MSA Sports headquarters. That's where Don Rebel and Mike White of the Post-Gazette are standing by. They're going to look at the players to watch up and down the WPIAL in the 2016 season. Mike and Don, take it away.
Welcome to the halftime show in week 2 here on the MSA Sports Network. I'm Don Rebel. It is Mike White of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, my co-host's favorite week, or one of your favorite weeks, right?
Yes.
I know you're a big,
Yes.
you like to open up the tin with your playoff factoids.
Factoids. I love factoids.
But in week 2, there's nothing better than talking about
The players. P-L-A-Y-A-Z. The players.
so the top players.
That's an AAU program.
I know, you explain it every year.
They produce a lot of big-time players.
Yes.
The players.
So does the WPIL.
That's right. And we're here to talk about the
That's
players.
right.
Well, after the break in the second half, I'm going to talk about maybe the cream of the crop, Dom. And in this first half, I'm going to talk around the WPIL. Some players that maybe you don't know a lot about, or maybe just are really
Flying
good
under
high
the
school players.
radar.
And I'm going to start with a pretty good quarterback in this world named Cam, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, now there's been a coming out party for a
Do a little
WPIL quarterback named Cam. He's doing a dab. He's Superman. Cam Tarrant. Thrown for 800 yards, Don, in 2 games from Penn Hills. I said 800. Over 800. He's only about 5'9". I think he's been one of the biggest surprises after the first 2 weeks of anybody in WPIL. And his receiver, Julian Major. No relation to Major Harris. One of the best wide receivers in the WPIL, 17 catches in 2 games. Can they keep this up against the big boys?
There have been decades where Penn Hills didn't throw for over 800 yards.
Under Neil the Astronaut Gordon. Darius Wise of Beaver. How about him, Don? Aliquippa and Beaver Falls, they get a lot of hype of their players, and deservedly so. Darius Wise is one of the best all-around players in the WPIL. Threw and passed for over 1,000 yards a year ago. BYU has offered. Has a few other Division I schools interested in it. Big game tonight with Aliquippa. Yeah. And I got to talk about Frank the Tank. Frank Antoine the Shannock, 6'2", 230 quarterback, over 5,000 yards offense in his career already before the season. Off to a fast start. Started his career as a defensive lineman. He's 6'2", 230, a quarterback, linebacker. Braden Timmons, I got to mention,
Very
from
nice.
Highlands.
Very nice.
Another Robert Morris recruit like Frank Antuano, similar to Antuano, 6'3", 230. Braden plays quarterback for Highlands, future linebacker. He teams with Mitch.
I'll have some cupcakes for dessert.
With a capital Z. One of the best linebacking 1-2 tandems. Thomas Visman, Upper St. Clair. Jim Render says he's one of the best, and the colleges have made a big mistake on not recruiting the big colleges. I trust little Jimmy Render when he talks about a player. Alex Smith, quarterback from Keystone Oaks, threw for over 2,000 last year. Good start this year. And I'm going to mention A.J. Kreider from Southside Beaver. When the heck was the last time Southside Beaver had a Division I player, you ask? In the 1980s, in the early 1980s, They've got one here. He transferred from Georgia 2 years ago. He's a Toledo commitment. He's rushed for 240 yards last week. You got to mention Saheed Holt from Woodland Hills, having a great year. He's one of the few starters black. And a player you're going to hear about the next 2 years, not really under the radar, but Quantel Raines, defensive back from Aliquippa. Played some last year, not a lot. He's a big-timer.
The big timers are coming up when this edition of the Halftime Show continues on the MSA Sports Network.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything right. I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's WPIAL football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show here on the MSA Sports Network. Hi, I'm Don Rebel. Join me in the MSA Sports Gang for all the scores and recaps from the top games, plus the MSA Sports Roundtable. That's the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the MSA Sports Network and at msasports.net. Halftime show week 2 continues. Players to watch, the top players from around the WPIAL. We talked about some maybe that fly under the radar. These guys, they are jet streaming high above the radar. People know all about them.
Not bringing up Johnny Yester from Mount Pleasant anymore.
No, thank you.
Whose sister's going to marry
we've got
Garrett
that.
Day. She'll
right.
be Susie Yesterday. Anyway, now, Don, let me say there is a difference between the best players and the best college prospects. Sometimes the best college prospects are indeed the best players, but sometimes the best college prospects are not always the best players.
Wow.
That being said, I think it's above year for individual talent in WPIAL with college as prospects. Already 14 players in WPIAL have committed to Division I colleges. I think there could be as many as 30, maybe around there, that sign with Division I schools come February. That's a lot, considering a few years ago we only had 18, the lowest ever. And other recent years, the past few years, sometimes the low 20s.
Right.
So pretty good year. Best players, well, from this senior class, best player and also the top prospects, I think you got to look at Lamont Wade and Paris Ford. Wade is a running back DB at Clairton. Ford is a wide receiver defensive back at Steel Valley. Both rated very highly on national level. Wade even rated one of the top 5 defensive backs in the country. Interesting, though, I think he's playing linebacker right now. Pitt, Penn State, Ohio State, Alabama are 4 of his final 8. Paris Ford's committed to Pitt. He's doing well. He transferred from St. LaSalle, returned an interception for a touchdown their first game. Another very heavily recruited player, defensive end Donovan Jeter of Beaver Falls. Among his finalists are Pitt, Penn State, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama. Top players done, you got to look at Central Catholic. 3 to major colleges, 2 to Notre Dame. I don't remember 2 kids from one WPIAL school going to Notre Dame since Paul Phelan and Justin Goheen at North Allegheny in 1991. Give me a little history factoid there, Mr. Rebel. David Adams, a linebacker at Central. Kurt Heinisch, a defensive line, both going to Notre Dame. C.J. Thorpe from Central going to Penn State. Their whole offensive line, Don, is either going to Division I or 1AA schools. And another Notre Dame recruit in this senior class, Josh Lugg from North Allegheny. And junior class, Phil Jerkovic, one of the best in the country, going to Notre Dame. I mentioned Pitt. They've got 4 recruits so far from the WPIAL. Besides Ford, Gabe Hoy, offensive lineman St. Clair, Tyler Sear from the Shannock, who originally committed to Temple, and tight end Grant Kerrigan, Pine Ridge, who moved to Pittsburgh from Weir, West Virginia. He's playing offensive tackle there. Other top players, not in the senior class, I mentioned Phil Jerkovic. And you want just put good players who are really good. How about Zane Dudek and Zane Zandier? Zane Dudek, it's a zany world from Armstrong. Zandier from Thomas Jefferson.
Driving opponents insane.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Michael. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Rebel.
Mike White of the Post-Gazette. Enjoy the second half of the game you are listening to here on the Management Science Associates Sports Network.
Halftime here at McKeesport, 28-21. McKeesport out in front of Armstrong, and believe correct me if I'm wrong, I believe McKeesport started with the football, so Armstrong will be receiving the football to start the second half. So it's good to see a back-and-forth game here in the second half, much like we did in the first. You expect pretty much something similar?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you never know the adjustments that teams make at halftime, but, you look at it and there's not much you can do right now to contain Dudek. There's been a few drives that, the McKeesport defense has held him in check. However, that interior line's got to shed their blocks better. They're D1 recruits. They've got to get off their blocks, and they've got to wreak havoc in the backfield. And really, I think that's what it's going to come down to. They've got to step up and show that they are 2 of the best players in the WPIAL.
Yeah, and certainly the big thing for McKeesport is they got to be able to wrap him up. I think he broke those couple of long runs. You take those away, it's a totally different game. So
yeah, absolutely.
We'll see if that ends up changing things a little bit here in this one. So we're going to step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, we have some scores for you from around the WPIAL. We'll give you those, and we'll get you set for the second half. That's all coming up next. You are listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
Monticello's attack.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Get everything you want in a checking account, plus $200 from Dollar Bank. That's right. You get $200 with an everything checking account from Dollar Bank. Everything checking includes interest, 55,000 free ATMs, and no monthly service fee when you do the things you already do every day. You also get real-time alerts and an app with mobile deposit, all free. Add Everything Savings to earn 1.00% APY up to $20,000. And now, Everything Checking has it all, including a $200 offer that ends October 15th. So don't miss your chance to get $200. Stop in, visit dollar.bank/200, or call 1-800-242-BANK today. Dollar Bank, mutually inspired. $200 offer for new customers only. Certain requirements apply in the first year. Call for details. 0.15% annual percentage yield. Savings rate and fee waiver requires 6 qualifying payments. 0.25% savings APY over $20,000. Subject to change without notice. Dollar Bank, member FDIC.
Halftime just finishing up here on the field, and let's get you some scores from around the WPIAL. One not in 5A, but a bit surprising, perhaps, is the Aliquippa Beaver score. Tied at 14 at the half between Aliquippa and Beaver. We'll see if Beaver can end that long winning streak that Aliquippa has in the regular season. But right now, it's a tight one at halftime. Let's try to find some other scores here for you. Beaver Falls leading Apollo Ridge in a non-conference game, 14-0. South Fayette over Ambridge, 38-0. Butler leading Altoona, 21-12. Bell Vernon over Uniontown, 21-0. Bentworth over Chartiers Houston, 3-0. Fraser over Best Center, 7-0. Bethel Park over Peters Township, 14-7. Blackhawk over Mars, 21-7. Penn Hills leading Cannon McMillan, 27-21. I think you mentioned you had Penn Hills in week 0, right?
Oh, my goodness. Cam Tarrant threw for 9 touchdowns all year last year, already has 11. He threw for over 500 in that game against Canada Prep. That was so much fun.
High-scoring affair there. Cannon McMillan looking like they're an improved team. They've struggled for a number of years. Cardinal Run North Catholic up 33-0 over Mohawk. Latrobe up over Chartiers Valley, 14-0. Brentwood over East Allegheny, 12-7. Central Valley over Elizabeth Ford, 49-7. Elwood City up on Hopewell, 7-0. Woodland Hills up on Fox Chapel, 35-6. Conference game. Franklin Regional trailing to Kiski area, 17-0. We'll see if Franklin Regional can come back like they did last week to make this one a game. 7-7 between Freedom and New Brighton, 31-6. Freeport over Deer Lakes. Deer Lakes looked impressive last week in their win over Apollo Ridge. Gateway leading Connellsville 49-0. Connellsville will be the opponent of McKeesport next week. McKeesport goes to Connellsville to play that game. And Armstrong will be hosting Gateway next week. So these two teams playing each other will be taking on respective Armstrong and McKeesport. It'll be Armstrong's first home game next week at 7 o'clock against Gateway. They've had their first 3 games on the road. Greensburg-Salem leading Laurel Highlands 21-8. Baldwin over Hampton 3-0. Mount Lebanon leading Hempfield 24-20. Monessen over Jefferson Morgan 27-0. Riverside leading Laurel 14-0. Jeanette leading Leechburg 42-0. Montour leading Indiana 28-0. Mount Pleasant leading South Park 10-0. Highlands over Newcastle 10-7. North Hills leading West Allegheny 9-3. How about that result for you? Northgate leading Union 21-0. Norwin leading Shaler 21-0. Carmichael's over Our Lady of the Sacred Heart 6-0. Pine Richland leading Seneca Valley 21-6. How about this? Pittsburgh Central Catholic 28-0 over North Allegheny. Central Catholic coming in, I think, the favorite, but not by 28.
Not by 28. Not by 4 touchdowns at halftime.
Penn Trafford leading Plum 17-0. Quaker Valley leading Neshannock 19-7. Ringgold leading Albert Gallatin 14-6. Seton LaSalle leading Valley 14-7. Burrow leading Shady Side Academy 6-0. Shenango and Stowe Rocks tied at 6. South Allegheny leading Vincentian 21-0. Clareton leading Springdale 16-0. At the half, too. Usually Clareton's got a bigger lead.
Yeah.
Steele. And nothing to take away. Springdale's usually always a solid team. It's just Clareton, once again, bringing back a great squad. Steel Valley leading Avonworth 50-0. Upper St. Clair leading Moon 14-3. Washington leading Brownsville 19-0. McGuffey leading Waynesburg 10-0. West Midland leading Knock 35-0. And that's it from around the WPIAL so far here in week number 2. Both teams coming out to the field. Got about a little over a minute to go until the start. We're going to take one more timeout, and we'll be back for the second half kick. That's coming up next. You are listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
MSASports.net is the place to click on every day this fall.
On Mondays, we have the latest MSA Sports Top 10 football rankings.
Also on Monday, we check in on the former district stars now making the grade in college with WPIAL alum Q&A.
Tuesday is a look back at the biggest and best plays from the previous Scholastic football weekend with the plays of the week.
We go big game hunting on Wednesday with a preview of the top WPIAL football contests.
I'll look into my crystal ball on Thursday with the wildly popular Chicks Picks.
A complete rundown of all the games comes your way on Friday, plus plenty of broadcasts to choose from on Friday nights.
On Saturday, we'll take a look at the top performances with Friday night highlights. Then on Sunday, a look back at the previous day's high school standouts with Saturday's Scholastic Stars.
Anytime, anywhere, always there this fall with the MSA Sports Network at MSASports.net.
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 for the latest high school football news during this week in the WPIAL here on the MSA Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the MSA Sports team as they visit with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's this week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the MSA Sports Network.
Second half about to kick off here from McKeesport, 28-21. McKeesport out in front of Armstrong. Armstrong will be receiving the football here to begin quarter number 3. Surprised they don't bring Zane Dudek up a little bit to see if maybe they would tempt him to go deep. And maybe put Sean Giddings back there, see if he might be able to return one. Yeah, if you put him here at the 35, he could field something short. Giddings is back deep. Might be something to try. You know McKeesport's going to go short here once again. Yeah, they do go a little bit longer this time. Fielded at about the 25-yard line, up to the 35, up to about the 40. And on that return, that's James Cessna. So they did kick a little bit deeper. Dudek was on the in about the middle there, so just kick it away from him. But still good starting field position at the 40. For Armstrong, I don't know if he really changed much on the offensive front. Keep with what you do best. And a handoff to Dudek. Spins off a couple of tackles, and he keeps going and gets up to about the 47-yard line. So a couple of spin-off tackles. Nice gain of 7 on first down.
Yeah, looked like they stopped him at about a 3-yard gain, just spun right out of the tackle. On his way, forward progress gave him a 7-yard gain.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 3 coming up for Armstrong. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Hand off to Dudek. He's going to make a man miss, and then he's going to get brought down inside. John Grayson in on the stop for McKeesport. He's going to still pick up 2 yards, Will Dudek, so that's going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, I think only once in this game has Dudek been stopped for a loss. I'd look for a dive play right out of the gun, just like they seem to do every other play.
He's lined up 5 yards back from the line of scrimmages, Dudek. They're going to get it to him right up the middle, and he's got the yard and then some. Needed 1. He's going to pick up 7. So that's going to be a 1st down for Armstrong.
Yeah, that dive play just works. He's almost guaranteed to shed at least 1 tackle.
So it'll be a 1st down and 10 for Armstrong. And in motion, Load hands it off. Dudek running to his right. And he's going to get brought down. Not for a loss, but no gain on the play. Good job of pursuit that time from McKeesport's D.
Yeah, you know what? I actually expect Armstrong maybe to mix it up with a play-action pass here. Make the safety bite, go over the top. You got single coverage on the outside. Maybe look for that here on 2nd down.
Almost tempting them to throw is McKeesport. Looks like they're going to change the play here at the line of scrimmage. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Lote looking to throw, and his receiver slipped actually down on the play. Pierce had his hands up, and had he not slipped, he'd have made that catch easily, I think.
Yeah, the old turf got to him there, the wet turf. A little bit of rain at halftime there. Cut on the cut in, just fell right on his bottom. And plus the throw, I believe, would have been behind him anyway. But as it stands, it's 3rd and 10.
9.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Pressure coming in. They again are looking to throw. Lote looks to keep it himself. He's going to run right up the left side, and he's going to pick up a nice gain here for about 7, maybe 8 yards. You're at about the 37. You mentioned it. It's rare that Dudek doesn't gain yards. Do you go for it here on 4th and short?
I say so. They did earlier in the game down 7. It is certainly, just about halfway through, quarter of the way through the 3rd. But yeah, go for it. Looks like they are.
4th and 2 coming up. Just under 9 minutes to go. And direct snap to Dudek, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. He's able to pow through a tackle attempt there by Breon Green. He drove right through him, and that's going to give Armstrong enough for the 1st.
Yeah, gain of 5. All he needed was just 2. And that Wildcat that's worked 3 times in short yardage situations. Look for him to go to it again. If they get into that same situation, why not?
Hand off to Dudek, run left side, and he'll pick up a short gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Something I've noticed about Dudek is he has such good field vision. He just scopes out the hole. As you can see, that went off tackle. found the hole in between the left tackle and the slot receiver. Just needed just a little bit and got 4 yards. Not a whole lot of high school running backs can manage that.
2nd down and 7 for Armstrong. 2 receivers to the left, to the right. Now they'll bring Dudek in motion. Fake the handoff. Lode's going to pass, and he was going to try to get a screen play out, but I don't know if that ball was tipped or not. He was looking for Tanner Stuyvesant.
Yeah, I think it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. But you saw that screen. I think it would have worked. There was only one Tiger in the vicinity, and make a man miss. You're looking at 10 to 20 yard gain there.
So it's going to set up a 3rd down and 7 coming up. And it looks like McKeesport's going to jump off sides, and that's going to be huge because now it's a 3rd and short situation coming up again for Armstrong.
Yeah, and the high school football in the NFL or college, you'd see the defensive line just pointing at the offensive line, say, "Hey, flinched." But right there, it's pretty obvious with the body language. All you needed to do was see the body language, and right there you go. 5-yard penalty makes it a manageable 3rd and 2.
Encroachment call. 7:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. 28-21 McKeesport. Armstrong driving on their first possession here of the 2nd half. Hand off to Dudek inside. They get the first hit on him, but Dudek just driving the pile. He gets the 2 and then some. About a 5-yard gain, maybe 6 when he only needed 2. See where they spot the ball here, but the way he drives that pile is just tremendous.
Yeah, he's not an overly tall kid, kind of shorter, muscular kid. He stands at actually 5'10", 195. But yeah, that's squats and lunges in the gym coming into factor.
Hand off to Dudek, and a nice hit in the backfield for McKeesport that time. And he's going to get brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Curtis Harper in on the stop for McKeesport. Laid that first big hit to stop him.
Yeah, right there you saw it. Dudek stopped about a yard short of the line of scrimmage, but he's always fallen forward and got back to the line of scrimmage.
Zane Dudek, 5'10", 195 pounds. Hand off to Dudek right up the middle. And he'll pick up about 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's been all Armstrong. When you have this ground attack, you're not getting the big plays. You're getting 3-4 yards at a time. You're keeping the drives alive, but you're also taking up a lot of clock.
Exactly, and that's that's something that you want. You want to keep your defense rested against a high-powered offense that likes to run the ball in McKeesport.
Direct snap to Dudek this time, and McKeesport reads it well. They bottle him up, give him maybe a yard or 2, but it's going to set up a big 4th down coming up.
I believe there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, blended right in with that yellow line there.
Personal foul.
Personal foul on McKeesport, and that's a huge blow when they're about to get a 4th down play.
Yeah, I think I saw it. I couldn't really hear. It sounded like
helmet to
helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
Which is tough, at the bottom of the pile like that. Maybe came in late, something of that nature, and it was just 4th and 5. Now it's a 1st and goal from the 5.
Lope behind center. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. He's looking to throw. Goes right across, and he had a man wide open, but he overthrew his intended target, Ryan Pierce, that time. Great play design, just unable to deliver.
Yeah, and That's tough. He's now 1 for 5 is Lote. You know, he's doing a really good job, on the ground. Just a little bit inaccurate with his passes. But yeah, I certainly think that they should go back to the run, and why not? It's been working.
And you got 6 yards and you got 4 opportunities. Why wouldn't you be running the football? And here we go. Here's Zane Dudek on the carry. He gets down to about the 2-yard line, so picks up 4 of the 6 on second down. Might be at the 3-yard line.
Down to 3. That brings up 3rd down and goal.
Lote goes under center as opposed to the shotgun and pitches it out to Dudek. Tries to cut back inside, stretches the ball out. I think he's going to be short by a yard, though.
Yeah, same exact play except the opposite side with a sweep play on the left side this time. It's going to be 4th down.
Down to the 1.
You have to wonder, do you want that play call back from 1st down?
Yeah.
I mean, the play design was great, but because you couldn't execute, you'd love to have 2 runs here from the 1 as opposed to 1.
Right here you go. You got a 6-foot quarterback, Michael Lote.
Dudek is in the shotgun. He's in the direct snap. He's going to take the handoff, and he's going to get hit in the backfield, but he is going to make a man miss, and he is in for the touchdown. McKeesport had the opportunity to wrap him up. I believe that was John Grayson who was in the backfield, but just could not wrap up Dudek, and he's in for the score.
Yeah, the same exact play call as the touchdown they made at 7-7. Zane Dudek, 1-yard touchdown run out of the direct snap. The Wildcat Wildcat offense went to the same exact side, went towards the 5-hole, and made a man miss. Touchdown.
Tyler Fry's extra point is up, and it is good. We are tied at 28 with 3:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. Back with more in a moment. You're listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
MSA Sports broadcasts are now available on both Android and iOS devices. Just navigate to the game of your choice, and on your mobile device, press the arrow or play button. It's that easy. No app needed. No matter where you are, MSA Sports content is available at your fingertips via your iPad, Android phone, iPod, and iPhone. Anytime, anywhere, always there. The MSA Sports Network.
28-28. Armstrong takes up about 8 minutes and 14 seconds on that drive. And now McKeesport's offense is going to have to come out after spending so much time out on the field. I want to mention quickly, today's game brought to you by Progress, First and Turf. Let's see what McKeesport's offense can do now. A short kick, fielded at about the 30-yard line, up to the 35, brought down at about the 37. Or excuse me, 43-yard line. Didn't see who had to return that kick, but McKeesport will take over, spot at the 42. 1st down and 10. McKeesport. Javon Shears. Going to have, looks like they only had 10 men on the field. So coming in is Davey Green. And right up to the up man this time. And a fumble on the play. Who comes up with it? I think it's Armstrong.
It is.
Breon Green, I believe, had the carry. Coughed the ball up.
Yeah, there's a question because McKeesport recovered on the ground, and in high school, and once the knee hits the ground, that's the end. But did he have possession? That's the question. Did he have full possession? Was the ball moving?
See what they say here on the field. Looks like it's McKeesport offense still staying out there. See if they make an announcement on it. So they're saying, I guess, that he had possession.
And good for 18 yards. Cross midfield to the Armstrong 40-yard line.
It's the fourth fumble for McKeesport. Only one of them's been lost, though. Kind of dodging a bullet here is McKeesport.
Said inadvertent whistle. So not sure if that happened before the fumble then, or maybe after they had the fumble and then it was such a bang bang. It looked like he was going down. The ball came loose. I thought it was definitely a fumble. He jumped on McKeesport jumped on it quickly. It seemed like it squirted out though, and Armstrong recovered. But if the whistle blew at any point in that time, it'd have to go back to the offense. In that case, that's why McKeesport has the football.
He's out there now, but he just can't go. And maybe he might need to ride the bike the whole halftime. You know what I mean? Like not, you know what I mean? Not cool off.
So now Matt Miller getting an explanation from the referees.
Inadvertent whistle was also the play. When the inadvertent whistle was sounded, the play was down, in possession of red, it's a first down.
So there's the explanation. So they're saying he was down by contact, and the whistle was blown before the ball came out. So that's why McKeesport still maintains possession. First and 10 from the 40. Looking to throw it outside, and the ball is dropped. And now picked up and trying to make something out of nothing is John Harper. He's going to end up losing 5 yards on the play, though.
Yeah, the backwards pass. Good job, making something happen out of that. Because it could have been up to possibly a 10-yard loss because he reversed field.
In addition to that, also having the self-awareness that he had to pick up the football.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't realize they need to pick that ball up. Armstrong could have turned things around quickly there. Now a handoff inside. Getting back to about the line of scrimmage was Green. Lost his helmet, so I believe he has to come out for a play. So it's going to set up a 3rd down and 11.
Tigers looking at 3rd down and 11.
Big 3rd down play coming up here for McKeesport. Back to pass. And it's going to be incomplete. Just looking downfield was Shears. Looking downfield for Antoine Cook, but pass goes incomplete. It's going to set up a 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt the football away.
Lane Jordan back in punt formation for the Tigers. 33, Dudek, 6, Giddings.
So Dudek and Giddings are back deep. Kick goes towards Giddings' side. He fair catches it at about the 12, so Armstrong will take over there.
Catch by Giddings at the 8-yard line. Check that 13-yard line. That's where Armstrong.
So it'll be a change in possession with 2:13 to go in the 3rd quarter, tied at 28. Don't forget, we want to see your game day smiles on our website. Go to the game or broadcast page for the game that you are at. Select the add a photo option in the upper right-hand portion of the screen and browse to the photo you want to upload. Your photo may then appear as one of our spotlight photos on our homepage. Or you can always just tag your photos on Instagram with @MSA Sports.
Call
First down and 10, and Dudek trying to get outside. Then he is brought down at 10. Player down on the field. Referees came running in too. So player down, so the officials call a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them as well. 2:05 to go in the third quarter, 28-28. McKeesport and Armstrong tied up in this one. Back with more in a moment. You are listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
Open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank. You can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
The player who was down on the field was Zane Dudek, and he's able to get up under his own power, but he is hobbling over to the sideline. He's kind of walking a little gingerly on that left leg. I wonder if it's either a cramp or if it's something much worse. He ends up losing about 2, maybe 3 yards on that play. But boy.
Yeah, they're going to hope that it's a cramp on a humid night. You know, that is definitely a possibility, and Armstrong certainly would hope that it's just a cramp. So we'll try to keep an eye to see if the trainers are stretching him or, doing something else.
That's going to be second down and 13 for Load, and now we're going to get potentially a delay of game. I don't think they had a timeout. So you don't have Dudek in there, and then you're going to go back 5 more yards. So it is a delay game. .138 to go in the third quarter, tied at 28. It's going to be 2nd and 18 for Armstrong from the 5-yard line. Lote hands it off. And going for no gain. I believe that was Giddings on the run. He's going to end up losing a yard. So it's going to be a third down. And 19. Ball is on the 4-yard line. Shotguns load. Play clock down to 3. He's going to get that play off, and he just barely does. Pitch outside and gaining about a yard before a devastating hit. Here's John Grayson, who laid that hit on Giddings. So you lose Dudek, and the offense shut down.
Yeah, absolutely anemic on that drive. Quick 3 and out, lost 10 yards.
Now Lote's going to have to be the one kicking the football away. Dudek's usually the punter here. So McKeesport's going to have an opportunity here as they field the ball at about the 40-yard line. Up to the 35-30, 25-20, 15 flag comes flying, and out of bounds goes Leighton Jordan. See where the flags take them. 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. Couple of different flags on the field. So they had a holding as well as a block in the back. And rain coming down again here in McKeesport.
This one coming pretty far back.
Next to the spot of where the action took place, so it must have happened right basically where they fielded it. So they have what looked like was going to be some great field position all the way around the 15, 20-yard line. Now they're at the 46. Still good field position, don't get me wrong. Javon Shears. Well, take one snap here for McKeesport to finish out the third quarter. And it's going to be a dive right up the middle. And that's Breon Green. And that will end the first quarter with pickup of about 4 yards. So we're going to have the fourth quarter tied at 28. Lots of games still to play. We'll have it for you coming up next. You're listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, First in Turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, First in Turf. When looking
back here at McKeesport, and some good news for Armstrong. Zane Dudek is back on the field on defense.
Yeah, and that's really, obviously, needless to say, it's huge. He has 250 total yards of total offense and 4 touchdowns, every one of Armstrong's touchdowns. He's been a one-man machine, and they aren't getting help from really anyone else offensively, so that's a big deal breaker.
And a fake to Breon Green. Javon Shears is going to get the first down and more to the 25, down to about the 22-yard line. A pickup of 19 yards for Shears on the run. A great fake to Green. And that's where they've broken some of their big plays for Shears, is that fake.
Yeah, that fakes really work, and on that 9-yard touchdown run, that was really
same play essentially.
There was same play, opposite side. So yeah, the fake on the dive to Breon Green is just opening the outside, and the defensive ends of Armstrong aren't reading it well enough.
Rain coming down here in McKeesport. 11 minutes to go. Handoff inside to Green, and this time he's going to power his way through all the way down to about the 10-yard line. Excuse me, it was Davon Brown on the carry. So it'll be first and goal at the 10-yard line for McKeesport. Handoff inside. Again, I believe that is Brown. He gets 5 yards down to the 5-yard line.
Davon Brown, senior fullback, is 6 foot, 244 pounds. That's a pretty big running back at the high school level. Pretty similar to that of a big NFL running back. Jerome Bettis, I believe, was 256.
And he hasn't ran all game, and now he's coming in and just being the bruiser here as they tried to hand it off again for no gain.
Thought I heard ball down there.
So it's going to be a 3rd down. And now we're going to get a delay. So a lightning strike in the area. We just seen it overhead. And when that happens, heard him over say 30-minute delay.
Yeah, similar to baseball. Must be something that happens often in football, only this time of year.
So 30-minute delay here from McKeesport. 28-28, a tight game. Quick game, too, at that. With all the running that was taking place, the clock was rolling quick.
Yeah, the beginning of this half was pretty much 8 minutes and 14 seconds. The clock never stopped running.
There's 9:44 to go here in this football game. In the 4th quarter, tied at 28. The rain is coming down. Guess the storm came a little bit more north than we thought, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to just hit a little bit south, but that's funny how the weather works, of course.
I want to make a couple of quick announcements while we have the time to do it. Team at MSA Sports would like to thank BSN Sports for providing our team with our new black and white polos for the school year. BSN Sports has joined the MSA Sports sponsorship family and will be featuring a weekly coaches matchup game of the week starting next Friday night. So again, they just made the announcement, suspended play for 30 minutes. Also, UPMC Sports Medicine is partnering with MSA Sports this year for their Stay Strong and Play On program, featuring monthly spotlights on athletes who have overcome injury and continue to pursue and excel at their sport. UPMC will be granting 2 $1,000 scholarships at the end of the year on athletes who have managed to stay outside, but a light mist. We just seen Frank Fabian come upstairs. He is one of the rare coaches that does not coach from the sideline. He coaches from upstairs so he can see everything on the field. So a rare bird as far as that goes, because you don't see that too often. Most coaches, head coaches, are down there on the sideline. They have their assistants coming, talking down to them in the mics. So, but Frank Fabian just came up, so it's a little hot in the locker room.
Yeah, I bet.
But about to get back underway here. 9:44 to go in the 4th quarter. 28-28. It is 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line for McKee.
Flat and see what you can do with it.
Armstrong suspecting run, too, so that'll catch him by surprise. You figure, I think, where they were going with those dive plays, they were getting so much traction with Breon Green and as well as Davon Brown. But now that everybody's fresh, the legs aren't burning. I would say the advantage is now back to Armstrong. Before, I would give it to McKeesport 10 times over.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
So we'll see. We'll see how it breaks down here. We're about to get underway. And they are starting the clock back up. And we are underway. And it is the dive. And that's a thing.
The ball back.
Conference. Franklin Regional, a good team, falling to 0-2. Dudek's back in the Wildcat formation. He's going to head to his right. Looks like he's going to throw this time, and now he pulls it down. And he's going to get brought down for another loss. I think he lost 5 yards on that play. Devin Sims again in on that stop.
Yeah, big defensive stops right down near the red zone for McKeesport. That's just two drives in a row that they've done so.
They do tighten up in the red zone. They've done it here. We'll see a big third down play coming up. Looking to pass is wide open, and the catch is made. The catch is made inside the 5 by Sean Giddings. And I tell you what, if Giddings had not slipped on the turf, that would have been in for 6. He was wide open. 22-yard pitch and catch from Lote to Giddings that time. And now it's going to be 1st and goal at the 3 with 1:40 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Dudek in that Wildcat. Takes the snap, makes a step, tries to get inside. I don't think he has enough, but he's going to get 2. He's going to be down to the 1.
Yep, got down to the 1. Made a few stutter moves, but that play's worked for at least 2 yards throughout the entire night. It's not usually something that you look, just to get, a yard or 2, but it's working.
Spotted at the 2, actually, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. Dudek again in the Wildcat. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Giddings beside him. Ty tries to take it. Dudek's seen a hole, but he could not finish it. Gets another yard. He tried to sprint right into that hole. So they got 2 chances from the 1-yard line here.
Yeah, Davon Brown, the big man. The big man taking him down. This is the biggest play of the game, needless to say. Here we go.
Under a minute to go, 45 seconds remaining. 3rd and goal from the 1. Lote is going to hand it off to Dudek inside, and he is in for the touchdown. Armstrong with 34 seconds to go makes a 35-34. Do you go for 1? Do you go for 2?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I say kick the extra point, get it to overtime.
You mentioned they struggle with stopping that flex bone, though.
They do.
Looks like they are going to kick the extra point. And Tyler Fries comes out. He's been solid so far. Extra point coming. And the kick is up, and this kick is good. Tied at 35 with 34 seconds to go.
What a game.
With 33.7 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter, score of McKeesport 35, Armstrong 35.
Boy, if you're McKeesport here, you can break a big play or 2. Are you trying to pass? You trying to run? What are you trying to do with your offense?
Honestly, with 33.7 seconds, you got a full set of timeouts. Depending on the field position and your kicker being, really solid kicker. I say the passing game has worked at some points in the game. I say go to the air, and of course it depends on where your field position is.
See what they did though? They switched Leighton up over there now. You see that? Yeah, short. Rise at the kickoff to the Riverhawks.
I would imagine a squib kick coming here. I think that's a safe assumption at this point. Tyler Fries back to kick. And it's a short kick, not quite the squib we expected. Up to the 25, 30, trying for the strip was Armstrong. Jalen Price, but he did not get it. Good return for Leighton Jordan up to, looks like, see where the spot is. It's Going to be on the 32-yard line, so with 28 seconds to go. 1st and 10 at the 32. McKeesport has its full stable of timeouts. Opportunity here for Javon Shears. And look at this, no flex bone offense, shotgun formation.
Oh.
And they decide to hand the football off. 45, 50, 45. And the ball came loose. The ball came loose, but they're saying he's down on they're saying he is down before the ball came out.
Well, how about that?
It's a draw play.
Yeah, spread them out 5 wide. Sorry, 4 wide with the running back in.
Yeah, Green was back here, and it was just a draw play. He ran right up the gut. So now the ball at the 44-yard line with 23 seconds to go.
That was a 30-yard gain, only burnt 6 seconds off the clock.
Couldn't do much better in the passing game,
to
be honest.
Yeah, Caleb Short, you see him getting warm. I wonder what his distance is where they're confident with him. I imagine anything close, down to the final seconds that they'll go with it. But
I've been impressed with both kickers.
I have been.
Fries as well as Shork. I mean, they've been solid tonight.
Yeah, 10 for 10. 10 for 10 extra points.
And every extra point was right down the middle, and it was powered through. I mean, they had a lot of leg. So I think giving the opportunity for both kickers, I mean, like you mentioned, we don't know his range, but I think if you can get to the 20-yard line, you have a good shot here.
There we go.
But a flag comes in. That's not going to be the way to get it going if you're McKeesport. You're at the 44 now. They might be pushed back 5.
Yeah, it is. Looks like a false start.
The dead ball, false start. It's the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
So false start.
Please play 22.7 seconds on the clock.
Now they got to get the clock fixed here before they start things back off. They get it fixed up. 22.6 is where we were prior to the snap. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Shears looking downfield, and he almost got the ball stripped out of his hand, and it goes incomplete. Pressure was coming from the edge from Armstrong that time. Kyle Bowser was there for the pressure.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who it was. It almost looked like a 22. I think it was 22. No, it was 32. It was Carlinos Ace. He was wide open on a post route down the middle.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And they're going to hand it off once again on a draw play. This time Armstrong, cognizant of that, they get the 5 yards back, and that's about it from Breon Green. Stop made there for Armstrong that time by Nate Bailey. And now another timeout with 12.5 seconds to go. There's first of 3, so they still have 2 left. 3rd down and 9 coming up. It's from the 43-yard line.
Wonder what you draw up here.
I think you have to go to the air.
Yeah.
I mean, if you run it again, you have 2 timeouts. You could do the run, but the problem is you're going to have to get the yards, I think.
Yeah. And also how long it develops. I mean, these dive plays don't take that long. However, you got to get the yardage, like you said.
Here we go. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shears in the shotgun. He's going to pass. Flag comes in. And spinning away from a sack is Shears. Now he's trying to run, but time is running off the clock. He's going to get out of bounds with 1 second to go. He was able to spin away from a sack. We'll see what the flag on the field is. I believe it was Nate Bailey who was in on that sack, and Shears able to spin off. Let's get the call on the field. That play just, Shears took too much time off the clock, trying to make something happen. He had a timeout. He could have tried to get a few yards and go down. What's the call on the field here? Let's see if we can get that.
Illegal formation. The 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay third down.
So replay third down. It's 5-yard loss. And you lost all that time.
Yeah.
Now you're down to 1 second. We're talking you're out of field goal range clearly. Your ball's at the 48-yard line. It's Hail Mary time. I'm surprised. They have 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And Shears is in that shotgun. He's got to need some time. Armstrong's been getting pressure. Goes to the middle of the field, and he's going to be intercepted. Now can they return it? That's Lote who's got it, but he's going to get brought down right about midfield. So we're headed to overtime between McKeesport and Armstrong, tied at 35.
That is the final play of regulation. 3-minute warm-up.
So it looks like we're going to have 3 minutes before this one kicks off for overtime. Actually 5 minutes. So with that, we're going to take a timeout as well. Back with more here from McKeesport. Overtime coming up next. You're listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
To open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, First in Turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, First in Turf.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
Monticello's Italian restaurant has been serving the Pittsburgh community for over 34 years. With over 5 northern locations, there is one near you. Monticello's has been named the best pizza, best hoagies, and best Italian restaurant by the Tribune Review for 3 years in a row. Stop in at Monticello's restaurant before or after your high school football game and mention that you heard us on the MSA Sports Network and receive a large traditional cheese pizza and 4 soft drinks for $12.99. For the complete menu and additional information, go to Monticello's.com. Monticello's, a Pittsburgh favorite.
Getting ready to get started here in overtime. Both teams will start with the football at the 10-yard line. So they just had to toss, so let's see who comes out first. I believe it's going to be McKeesport who gets the football first. We'll get the ball at the 10. Zane Dudek, how many yards does he have now?
I have exactly 300. I could be wrong.
300 yards. McKeesport showed that they can move the ball a little bit here. We'll see what they can do on this possession. Shears back in that flex bone offense. Flag comes out. May have been an illegal formation. They are in for 6. That is a touchdown run for John Harper, but all counts looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, illegal substitution.
Illegal shift. It's the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous ball. Replay, first down.
They have it right on the head. 5-yard penalty, so it's going to be first and goal from the 15. No first downs here with the ball starting at the 10.
Means first down and goal.
See what Javon Shears and the rest of the McKeesport offense has in store here from the 15-yard line. Back into that flex bone offense. Shears is going to hand it off inside on the dive play and get about 4-yard gain on the play for Breon Green down to the 11.
Wrapped up by 18, Ryan Pierce. 4-yard gain. Down to the 11.
Second down.
Second down and goal.
Back under center is Shears. Flex bone offense, receiver to the left. And another handoff inside to Green. And he's going to carry it left side down to about the 6, so he'll get 5 yards.
Breon Green, up the middle.
But it's going to be a third down and goal from the 6.
He's just outside the 5 at the 6-yard line. Tigers take third down.
Call Green's number again here.
Yeah, absolutely. On that dive play, it's been working for an average of 4 yards on this drive. I say go for it.
Shears once again under center. This time he's going to throw the football, pulls it down. He's going to run it himself. He makes a couple of men miss. He dropped the football. Whose football is it? It's down on the 1-yard line. He dropped the football trying to make a man miss. Looks like McKeesport recovers, but they are down at the 1-yard line. So now here comes the question. Do you go for it here, or do you kick the field goal?
Right here, I look at Breon Green. That's what I say. Breon Green from the 1.
Going to bring in Antoine Cook off the bench, 6'3", 226. See if they go heavy up front here. They need 1 yard. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Handoff inside, and there it is. Touchdown for Breon Green. 41-35. So now the extra point is going to be coming. It's going to be Caleb Shork. Extra point. It is up, and it is good. 42-35. Second half of this first overtime coming up. Can you stop Dudek here?
I mean, they're going to have to.
Do you do anything else if you're Armstrong? Do you go in and try to maybe throw a pass?
Honestly, no.
Don't get cute, right?
Yeah, don't get cute. You start at the 10. You have 4 downs to punch it in. Dudek, here in the second half has had a few that he's been, dropped in the backfield. However, the guy's got 300 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. I say feed him. They have them split out here, it looks like.
They do this time. You have them to the left. Now they bring him back into the backfield. Lote's going to hand off to the right side goes Dudek. Breaks a tackle. And he powers through to get down to about the 5-yard line. 5-yard gain for Dudek on that play. And that was a good job of breaking a tackle. Can't get him on that first hit.
Yeah, I wonder, what his yards after his first contact is, because a lot of these he's getting hit at the line of scrimmage and he's breaking his tackles.
Dudek this time to the left side. A lot of McKeesport Tigers swarm in on this one, and it's going to go for a loss. How many yards did he lose is the question.
It looks like he's back to around the 10. Yeah, that's where they're pointing the stick.
What I've noticed, especially in this fourth quarter and now this overtime, anytime Dudek tries to get it outside and takes a few yards back to go forward, he's losing yardage.
Yeah.
He needs to just run straight forward, and that's where he's picking up his yards.
Yeah, he's a north-south, not an east-west, and that's where he's made his mistakes tonight.
So it's going to be 3rd and goal from a 10. Fake the run this time. Pass, and the catch is made, and it's going to be a touchdown. A nice play call that time, and the catch is made by Sean Giddings for the score. Great call by Frank Fabian and his staff.
Yeah, exactly. Went with a play-action pass. Got the defense to bite on the play action. Went with the screen, and right there, the blocks were out in front. Perfectly executed play for a really good play call, and extra point pending here.
Armstrong will take a timeout here, 42-41. I guess the question is, do you go 1 or 2? You go for 2 in the win. But you had that in the fourth quarter, and you did not.
Yeah. Well, here in this situation, you look that you're having this really hard time defending the flex bone offense, these options.
And they just were able to stop Dudek on a 5-yard loss after a 5-yard gain, mind you. But
yeah, and you look at the fact that you're going to be having the ball again this next drive after this if you do kick the extra point and it's converted. I mean, if something happens, there's a lot of different factors you look at it. I say play it safe, kick the extra point, and get it to round 2 this overtime.
See what they come out with here. The line is set up to the left. Looks like it's going to be the offense.
A muddle huddle. Yeah.
No kicker here. Lote back there with Dudek. This is for all the marbles. 42-41. All line. And they snap the ball, pitch it to Dudek, and now he tries to go to the left side, and he's got all kind of room, and he is in. Armstrong is going to upset McKeesport with an overtime thriller, 43-42. Armstrong has knocked off McKeesport.
Man,
and that was a play call where it was interesting.
I wasn't sure, yeah.
You mentioned a muddle huddle. The quarterback started the run. He pitched it back to Dudek, and he had to go left side.
That's not how it was designed.
And Coach Frank Fabian, he just said to us, he said, that was not how it was designed as he's leaving the press box. Not how it's designed, but it works.
Yeah,
he gets it.
Get the win. You know what? Why not give it to the best, one of the best players on the field? And let him do his thing. Unbelievable job there, and what a way to finish this game off. We need the game-winning 2-point conversion, and Armstrong with what a lot of people around the WPIAL would say is a pretty big upset, and they advanced to 3-0 here this season. Unbelievable game. It was long, but it was worth the wait with that overtime finish.
Yeah, it's a shame we had to put an hour in between because this was a great game from start to finish. But Armstrong is your winner. Any final stats for us, Jake, on the evening?
Well, Zane Dudek over 300 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns, all on the ground, and 13 yards through the air he received. And Everett from McKeesport, 2 big interceptions, and yeah. So I mean, this game really came down to who played the best game. I feel like what individual player played the best game. Zane Dudek was just absolutely out of this world, and I think it's pretty safe to say that tonight he was the best player on the field. With all due respect to the, all the athletes and everything from McKeesport and their prolific defensive line, Zane Dudek is something special, and watch out for him in the time to come. But as far as passing statistics, 3 for 7 goes Michael Lote with that touchdown in overtime, which was a really big deal at the time. And then can't help but talk about Shears, Javon Shears of McKeesport. Really solid game. He's known for his dual threat ability. He showed that with over 100 rushing yards here this evening.
Your final score here tonight from McKeesport, 43-42. Armstrong is your winner, and what a fantastic finish in this one. Make sure you do check out the scoreboard show here after the game. Dawn Rebel and a Cast of Thousands. We'll have a recap of this one for you as well, so do not miss it. That's the scoreboard show. Go on, click over right now, and take a listen. I want to thank the folks at McKeesport for having us here tonight. For my broadcast partner, I'd like to thank you guys for listening in to the final score, 43 Armstrong, 42 McKeesport. You've been listening to WPIAL Football 2016 here on the MSA Sports Network.
You have been listening to WPIAL Football at MSASports.net. Sponsored in part by Progress, by First Commonwealth